Welcome back, everyone. It's your coach, Blake of the Black Faker, and today we're going to be going over Pantheon support gameplay. Now, if you don't play Pantheon, it's okay. I'm not really going over this gameplay because it's about Pantheon. I'm going over this gameplay because Pantheon requires precise timing on their engages, and if you don't engage properly, or if you don't pick the fight properly, you're just going to end up dead. And so there's no better champion to better express the importance of engaging properly other than Pantheon when it comes to support lane, because he's not actually a tank, right? He's very, very squishy. So if you do mess up, it doesn't mean you just get out because you're tanky. So I just kind of want to go over this and just see about what engages we're taking. As I said, this is not just going to be like a Pantheon thing. It's definitely about how to engage properly. So even if you don't play Pantheon, you're still going to get use out of this. Before we start though, thank you, Patreons. I do appreciate it. I'm going to be shouting you guys out on every video if I remember, because that is part of your package that I just haven't been doing. And I know I apologize for that a ton. So Slippery Slappers, Captain Reed, Axonology, Aelana, Care Bear, ABC Troll, Tiny Panther, and Infinity. Thank you guys for supporting me through the Patreon. You're pretty much the reason why I'm able to do free VOD reviews and stuff like that for the server. So when you guys see them, make sure you say thank you. But without further ado, let's get on into it. We shall start this gameplay right now. If you guys would like to be a Patreon, feel free to go over. My link is just in the description below. There are going to be things uploaded to there that you just cannot see on my channel. And also you support the cause, even if you don't want to specifically watch the videos. All right. So let's see here. I want to make sure that I get my notepad out. All right. So we're playing Pantheon bot lane with Orianna. It looks like interesting. No? Or is it Lucian? It's Ori. Okay. So this is pretty much just going to be a farm lane. You want to ask yourself the questions. And the questions are, what are the questions? Well, the first question is, what does my ADC, or in this case, APC, want to do to win lane? She pretty much just wants to farm. Not really going to be looking to poke until she backs. She just wants to farm until she gets her item. What does the enemy ADC want to do? He could pretty much do everything. Jhin is a jack of all trades. If the support wants to fight with Jhin, Jhin can fight. If the support wants to poke with Jhin, Jhin can fight. If the support wants to sit back and chill and farm, Jhin can sit back and chill and farm. In this case, though, when we factor in the Sona, it's going to be just a poke lane. So they're going to try to poke you out while you're just going to try to sustain. Where's the best place to keep the wave to prevent the enemy ADC from doing what they want to do, while also preventing preventing the ADC from doing what they want to do, while also allowing us to do what we want to do, right? Well, in this case, where do we keep the wave, right? Oops. So a circle, not a fucking line that I just wrote. So perma push into the tower, kept in the middle or back here, where it's kind of the best place to prevent Orianna. I'm not to prevent Orianna, I'm sorry. Prevent the Sona and the Jhin from poking you guys down, but also allowing you guys to see us. Correct. Ding, ding, ding. Perma push them in. Once Orianna gets her items, reaches around level 6, you guys can look for all-ins and kills. Remember, when you're playing support, you have to pay attention to the power spikes of your actual ADC or APC. Just because you're playing Pantheon doesn't mean we can jump in every 2 seconds, because Orianna just does not have the damage to follow you up anyway. So what we want to do is think about that. Okay, well, you need items to be any type of useful to me. So if we perma shove you guys in, they can't poke us down. You can farm. Once you get your items and we're close to 6, we can look to start fighting over and over. Otherwise, I'm looking to roam. So let's just kind of see how this goes down. You were doing fine hitting the wave. Continue to hit the wave. We want to push them in. Remember, as a support, you can help control the wave. If it's freezing, that's a different story, right? Because you're not controlling it that way. But in terms of pushing, you should be pushing it in. You should be auto-attacking. You should be using your Q to push the wave. Like, you should be doing all that extra good stuff right now. Wow, that person's trolling. Good Q. And of course, you have to bring the hypotheticals in here. If that was a better player, that wouldn't have happened. And so the best way to play, as I said, was just kind of wait till you get that 6. And you see kind of how you're looking to jump and stuff like that. We can't actually kill them. That Sona was just really bad. So focus more on winning with the wave, not winning with the trades and the fights and stuff. Okay, we go for that back. What does she pick up? A tier. Oh, so she's going that build. All right, you definitely can't fight till 6. Good rotation, getting the crab. I like it. Good fight. Okay, what happened? Hold on. Let's go back. That was a good fight at the first start, but I didn't see the rest. It moved too fast. So this was good. Getting the crab. We see Lucian's not in lane, so this means we don't really want to pick a fight. We pick a fight anyway. the kill. We're still continuing to try to fight, knowing that we don't really have our mid laner here. And that's just a lack of paying attention to the 3 things that we talked about. Positioning, ultimates, and resources. We don't have those. We don't have the positioning. We didn't have our mid laner, so there was no reason to go for that play. Getting the crab was fine. I like that. I like that you chased the jungle. Like, that was all good. But then sticking around to try to fight was just not the right call. As we said, your APC doesn't even want to fight really until 6, so that's part of understanding when to engage. Understanding those 3 points. I'm going to write them again. Understand the 3 points. Positioning, ultimates, resources. And this doesn't really have to do with just engaging. As a player in general, you guys will die way less if you actually have that running in the back of your mind. Where is everybody? Where is my teammates? And where could the enemy possibly be? With that information, it should allow you to be like, I can't fight this fight, or we can't fight this fight. If you're going to go to Baron by yourself, right, and you know there could be 5 players there, or you know they're on it, you're not just going to walk up and try to start a fight, right? I mean, you may, but the best bet is just to fucking give the Baron up. It's the same concept, right? If we don't have the resources, we don't have the teammates there, what's the point of trying to fight? We're just going to lose. And you're just going to put yourself in a hole. So it's very important to pay for that, or pay attention to that, no matter what role you are, but especially when you're the engager, because when you engage, you end up having the rest of the team follow you up, and then, of course, that just leads to some more deaths. I was like, if you get out, you're a legend. So this just comes to playing the lane properly. We're not. So we're just going to keep fast forwarding till we get to Orianna being level 6. Oh, she is level 6 right now. Once again, it's kind of the same exact situation. Right, Lucian's not here. We don't have a mid laner, so this is 4v2. On top of that, Orianna has no mana. You didn't back. And yeah, we're just kind of starting to fight. And the thing is with Pantheon, a lot of people think that you can just fight all the time because he's like a strong support, or he's a strong champ in general early, but it's not like that. People think that with Darius too. People think that with Garen. People think that with all these early game champions, timing when you fight isn't as important as just kind of fighting over and over and over again. And that's incorrect. You must time what you're doing. You must pay attention, because then you'll, just like I said, end up in the same hole. So far we died 3 times because we weren't paying attention to positioning, ultimates, or resources. 3 deaths that could have just been avoided if we would have paid attention to just one thing, which is positioning. Okay, now we're pulling it back. This is what you want to do now. She's level 6. We can actually fight. I wish you were a higher level than this, but you screwed yourself kind of early. Okay, now you're level 6. That's good. And this goes for every support that is an engaged support, right? You really don't want to try to fight over and over if the ADC or the APC just doesn't have the damage. If they're just not willing to fight. Because just because you stun them, just because you lock them down, does not mean you can win all the fights. That guy is not dying. Do not try to fight that guy. Okay, right here I don't like this. Yeah, I was going to say, you need to not back to do something. So you can push the wave. He's probably going to defend the tower, so you can probably just get 1 plate. You can probably help with this Rift Herald, and then you could probably look to go dive top. Let's see what you do. You got 3 things to do. Okay, get plate. Okay, you're overstaying a fuck ton. Yeah, I was going to say, like, if you do all that type of stuff and you don't get anything, she's just going to die. Could have got to Rift Herald, and we could have pinged for a dive top. You see what I mean? And then we could have got more plates. Be more active. Look at all your options, not just the ones right in front of you. Especially in lower elos, like, you guys have way more opportunities arising than higher elos, and understanding what opportunities are actually ones you can take, and understanding all of them means that because there's going to be fewer, you're still going to be able to understand and know, like, specifically, that is an opportunity for me. Even though it doesn't pop up that frequently, I still know, like, that's one of the opportunities that just seem to replicate itself every single game. Okay. No, hell no, we can't do dragon. Just leave, just back. They're gonna come back and kill you guys. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Get that back. That shouldn't have happened. I'm just curious where his teammates were. Because there's no way in hell he just did that randomly. Oh, his teammates were they sitting in base for a while? There's no way. There's no way in hell. Let me see it from his point of view. Okay, that guy's just a mongrel. I don't know what that was. That guy's just kind of a little mongrel. He just went a little mongrel-esque on there. Like, the player might be amazing, but that play was not. All he had to do was just wait a couple of seconds, and he was able to come here, and we could have killed you, including the people here. Like, that's what you got to think about. Stuff like that. Because we just went for that play, and it was so dark, we had no clue where they were. It was so dark during that play. Right, I guess you could say, well, we would see them walk through here. That's true, but what about that part? Let me see. Is there any indication like that they weren't going to come? I guess we did know that Jin was going to back, but that doesn't mean Yasuo was going to back. And when they come down, let me see if they walk over the ward. Oh, Jin didn't even like go mid or go bot. He went mid, and then they kind of just walked through here. I don't know. It's a very sketch play to go for when that death could lead to just everybody dying. All I'm saying is just continue to be a lot more careful than what you are right now. Continue to really think about the what ifs. You know, what's going to happen if I do this? What's going to happen if I do that? A lot of the times when players play League, they don't really think about that. They just go for it and then think about the consequences after they died, when they could easily think about, well, what can happen? So regardless of the outcome of this fight, I don't really care if we win or lose that fight, but I just want to show you kind of what I mean. So you're like, well, I'm going to go put some wards down. All right. There's a ward right here. There's nothing they can realistically do right here for us to care about if they're here. There's nothing. If they're going to go get anything, it's going to be the tower, and there's a ward right here. So if they pass this marker, we'll see them. There's one up top. We don't know where anybody else is. There's 3 mid. And we know our Orianna's in base right now. And we know that our jungler's dead. So us, like, if we're like, okay, well, I want to kind of scare them. I want to get them back. They know you're there. And then going right here, well, what if I walk right here? You know, who could be in this bush? I'm wondering. Maybe somebody's in this bush. Maybe I should ward. Oh, you know, I'm going to scan. Okay, but is anybody going to come from up there? If they do come from up there, I'm probably going to die. Okay, they do come from up there, right? And you can easily be like, well, shit, I probably should just let that ward go then, because there's really no realistic reason for us to even be having a ward in this area, because there's nothing here, right? So little stuff like that will save everybody from dying. And that's why it requires you to think all the time. Because as I said, sometimes you'll go for that same play and it'll work, and then you won't, and you'll go for the same play again and it won't work. Or you'll go for the same ward, it'll work. Go for the same ward, it won't work. Same dragon, same baron, like everything. Dive, you can go for the same thing one time and then it won't work the next time. And it's very hard to figure out why, which is why you have to be thinking constantly of what can happen. Because if you go for a dive and then randomly someone TPs, you can think like, well, shit, oh, he TP'd. Okay. But if you're like, okay, I need to be careful about this dive, I got to make sure that if I go for this dive, he's probably going to TP. You can learn a lot more out of that, and you can play around it a lot better. Especially a Shin. I know he's on your team, but I'm just saying. Especially a Shin. Like, paying attention to both those teleports are huge when it comes to playing that champion. Kind of engaging, no reason to. Dragon's right here. Why are we looking for a fight? We don't know where anybody else, you know? Positioning, ultimates, resources. When we're fighting for objectives, all we care about is the objective. We don't care about the people over here. We don't care about trying to back them off. If they come fight us, we kill them. We're ahead right now. There's no reason to just kind of throw your life away, especially because we know somebody was over here anyway. Once again, just kind of doing random stuff. Like, we're going to ward, but we just got the dragon. This should be the area where we're warding. And we're putting another ward there when this is the area that we should be warding. And we're still playing towards bot side. When we shouldn't be. We should be playing towards that baron. I mean, it's just like fights that don't even matter. There's a lot of fights that we just take. Because, like, well, I'm Pantheon. I'm strong. Do not ward bot side again. I'm gonna message you right at. Okay, I was gonna say, I'm gonna flame you if you ward the goddamn bot side again. You better not. You better fucking not. I'm gonna flame you. Why are we playing bot side again? Hey, oh my. I'm gonna flame your ass. I'm gonna flame the shit. Dude, I'm gonna flame the shit out of you. What are you doing? And this shit works. What the fuck? Yo, this is wild. Quality gameplay right here. Quality. Jesus. Alright, so 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes after the Baron actually spawns, when we had the time to get Baron, and a couple of mongrel-esque ass plays later, we end up getting the goddamn Baron. What was the point of that? We could have got Baron into the game. You're wild for that. Actually wild. Holy moly. And we don't even... Oh my lord. This is hilarious. Dude, this is... Look, I'm not... I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the situation. Dude, this shit was doomed. You were doing the right play. Like, I'm getting the fuck out of dodge. I'm not winning. And then you just straight up ult in like we're about to win this fight. My mans, look where your teammates are. That was wild. My man came in like Captain America on that. Just to get fucking sacked. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm sorry. That shit... You threw me with the fucking wards over here when we should have been warding for this right here. You threw me. Wait, and we actually... Oh my gosh. So we could have just stalled this fight and let our Shin TP in the game. Oh man, this is why we have to think ahead. This is why we have to think about what we're actually doing. When you just play the League of Legends and press buttons, like, even though you might think, well, I am thinking. No, you're not. You're thinking at the moment. That doesn't matter. You have to be thinking a few steps ahead every single time. What's happening in the next couple of seconds, you know? If we go for this fight, like, what's happening? You just constantly look at the map. Looking at the map tells you a lot of information. Okay, well, we have minions up here. So if I can just kind of, obviously not you, but let's say I'm just another laner. I could just kind of pressure that on that bot lane as Shin, push the minions in with the supers. I can have my team prep for this Baron, especially because there's minions here. So that means they have to guard too. Oh, and there's minions here. So that's 3 lanes I have to guard if I just as Shin go bot lane and we just call for the Baron. But our support is over here trying to steal blue buffs. Right, that easy. That easy. And the play over here could have killed you. You could have just died. Okay, this is not easy. We still want to wait for them to get the wave shoving in. Once they shove in, we can get a for sure thing. Or they just lose the game. Like, it's that simple too. You don't have to look to fight these fights. It's not important. It really isn't important. You have lanes shoving. Let the minions do the work. These guys are actually just like dying for you. Look, if you just click, look, I'm gonna click it. We live in the life of a minion right now. Look, he like, well, I'm just gonna march to my death, you know? But I hope my death matters. And he's like, look at little Leroy over there getting the minion. Oh my lord. There's Leroy, there's Jacob, there's Billy. There's Lisa right there. Hey, Lisa, how you doing, girl? We about to die again. Yeah, I know. But, you know, we doing it for a cause. Oh, actually, our fucking champions aren't champions at all. The tombstones. And so now they're just dying for no reason when they're putting their life on the line for your asses. Ain't that some shit? How minions dying for more of a cause than the actual champions? That's a damn shame. They programmed to walk in a line, and they doing more for the team right now than the actual champions that can do whatever the hell they want to do on the map. Isn't that bad? We need to be thinking more. We need to be having more game sense than a damn minion. 100%. 100%. And I'm only flaming your ass because you're my boy. Okay? I've been working with you for a long ass time. It's just hilarious. But no. On a real note, though. On a real note. The reason why this game just went to shit is because we weren't really thinking about that. We weren't thinking about that next step ahead. We weren't thinking about the positioning. We weren't thinking about where the champions are. And it just went really, really south. And now we're just at the point where it doesn't really matter, and we're probably just going to lose the game. because all our champions fall off insanely hard. And that's the problem with Pantheon. And that's why I said it was important that we kind of understand. Because once he's behind, he's not a champion. Once Nidalee behind, she really ain't a champion, but you're not playing Nidalee right now. So the next thing that we want to add in is understand the reasoning behind all of your plays. When you look at a replay, there should not be a spot where you do something and you're like, I don't know. Or you're like, I don't know what I was thinking. Why didn't I just go ahead and do that? Like that should not happen. And so realistically, when you get to the point where you're like, I did this because in every single play you do, every single death you have, there is a reason where it's like, I know why I did it. It might not have been right, but this is what happened. That's how you know you're getting to the spot where you want to be. That's how you know you're constantly thinking about what's happening in the game. Whew, that was long-winded. So thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I don't know why I just got stuck. I do appreciate it. If you guys like free VODs, make sure you join my Discord. Free VODs each weekend. If you guys would like free coaching, make sure we reach 200 subscribers. That is going to be the mark for free coaching. Also, Troll, I mean, I'm not saying you're terrible, right? You got better, clearly, obviously. But we're still pointing at the main two factors here that's kind of making your gameplay extremely hard. And it's not just for support, but it's also for mid lane. Those three, like positioning ultimates, resources, huge. You're just dying for no reason when we realize there's nobody there anyway. And then understanding the reasoning behind all of your plays, huge. And I know you play with a team or duos and whatnot, but you have to realize, like, don't let that be why you're not improving on these specific aspects, because you don't want to be in that position that we only do something because that person calls it, and then it's like, well, I'm not really learning, and then basically you're training yourself only to listen to calls, and then when you're only listening to calls, you're not actually improving, and then once you go back to solo queue, you're just gonna have a lot of terrible plays because nobody's calling it for you. You know what I mean? So, and if you did call those plays, we got some talking we need to discuss. So thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate it. Good luck in the rest of your game, Stroll. Thank you guys for approaching this like a coach.